So instead of calling this the double distributive property all the time, mathematicians and math teachers have decided to call this the FOIL method because it's kind of catchy. All right, now it's the exact same thing of what we were doing before, but the F stands for first. Okay, so when we say first, we're really referring to the first terms of each binomial. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and circle first in green. Okay, now when I talk about the first terms in each binomial, I'm talking about the positive 3x in this case, and the positive x. Those are the first terms. Okay, now the next thing I'm talking about is the O. So the O is the outside terms. So I'm going to say, that's a terrible U. Okay, so outside. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and circle this in red. Okay, now the outside terms, those are the ones that are, well, you guessed it, on the outside. So it's actually going to be this one. Okay, and the positive 5. Okay, so it's first, and then the outside terms, okay, are the ones that are on the furthest left and the furthest right. Okay, the I, if O stands for outside, you can probably guess the I stands for inside. Okay, so it's inside. Okay, well, the inside ones are the ones that are kind of sandwiched in the middle here. So if this is going to be our blue, okay, the inside terms here would be the positive 4, okay, and then the positive x. Okay, and then L is going to stand for last. Okay, so these are going to be our last terms of each binomial. So this would be the positive 4, okay, and also the positive 5. Okay, now we have to remember when we're FOILing, we're actually multiplying, okay? And so the first thing that we're going to do is the first ones, right? So I'm going to take the 3x times the x, okay, and that's going to give me 3x squared. Okay, now I'm going to do the outsides, right? Those are in red. Okay, so outside times outside, that's 3x times a positive 5 is going to give me a positive 15x, right? 3 times 5 is 15, and I attach the x. Okay, now we're going to do the insides. The insides are in blue. So I'll take the positive 4 times the positive x, and that will give me a positive 4x. And then finally, last times last, those are our ones in black. So a positive 4 times a positive 5 gives us a positive 20. Okay, so that is the FOIL method, but as always, we are going to combine like terms here. I've got a positive 15x and a positive 4x is going to give me a positive 19x. So my final simplified expression in standard form is going to be 3x squared plus 19x plus 20. Okay, I'll put a box around this because this is my final answer. Okay, pretty simple. Okay, FOIL, it's catchy. First, outside, inside, last. Okay, let's look at a couple examples here. Okay, I kind of did one for us. I might not be that detailed every single time with the colors, okay, but maybe on the first one, we'll see. Okay, so let's take a look. Okay, we are using the FOIL pattern again. Okay, so maybe while we're getting used to this, we'll just keep writing this down. We'll keep writing down FOIL. Okay, so I'm not going to write the words out this time, but I'm going to go ahead and say my firsts are in green here. Okay, so I'll do first times first is going to be 3 times 2 is 6, x times x is x squared. Okay, I'm actually going to move this down just a little bit, give myself a little bit more room. So that was 6x squared. Okay, the next thing that I actually had here was outside. So my outside terms, I had a positive 3x times a positive 1 will give me a positive 3x. Okay? The next ones we had were inside, right? So the inside terms here, sorry, I forgot to draw the red arrow, so in case anybody likes those arrows. Okay, the next one is inside in blue, so that's going to be the negative 4 times the positive 2x will give us a negative 8x. Okay, now remember, negative times positive is negative, right? We taught you guys that stuff for a reason, okay? And now finally, the last times the last, that's going to be in black, right? So last times last, negative 4 times 1 is just going to give us a negative 4. Okay, now all I want to do is combine these like terms here. I got a positive 3x and a negative 8x. That will give me a negative 5x. So my final answer is 6x squared minus 5x minus 4. Okay, now again, still showing quite a bit of work there, and that's okay. We'll show lots of work until this is actually automatic. Okay, one last example here we'll take a look at. Okay, again, we're using the FOIL method. Okay, this time I'm going to draw less boxes, and we'll see if you guys can kind of hang here. Okay, so first times first, 2x times 5x is going to give me 10x. Okay, outside times outside, I have a 2x and a positive 1 will give me a positive 2x. Then I have inside, so positive 3 times positive 5x will give me a positive 15x. And then last times last, I got a positive 3 times a positive 1 gives me a positive 3. Okay, I'm still going to go ahead and combine these like terms here a little bit. Sorry, I forgot that's 10x squared. Almost had a big mistake there, so it's good that you go back and look and make sure. Okay, and so finally, this is going to give me 10x squared plus those like terms will come to 17x, and then I have that positive 3. And this will be our final answer in standard form.